All right, let's move on to step 6. Now that we have created our Photoshop document for our first photo joiner and we have saved it in an organized location in our pictures folder, we need to actually open up our individual photo files so we can start arranging them here in our document. However, most of us are taking our photographs with our cell phone and we are uploading our photo files to our Google Drive. Here's the thing. Photoshop does not talk to Google Drive. So before Photoshop can open up those individual photo files, we need to download those photo files from Google Drive into that pictures folder where we just saved our photo joiner. So let me minimize Photoshop. Let's go ahead and open up our Google Drive and I will show you how to download images from our Google Drive. So I'm going to go here to My Drive, and if you take a look at my drive, you will see that I also keep my different materials organized into clearly labeled folders. Okay, so in case you haven't made folders in Google Drive before, let me show you how to do that real quick. You go up here to New, Folder, and you can make a new folder. So for you, you could make a folder called Photo 1 or Photography 1. I already have a folder named that, so is there another folder I could possibly use? Oh yes, later on I'm going to be making some Photoshop screenshots, so that would be a good folder for me. However, for you all, please make sure that here in your Google Drive you have a folder called Photo 1. So for me, if I go ahead and open this up by double clicking, I have some folders for the different images I have been taking and uploading for my different joiners. So if we want to take a look at some of my stuff for my coffee joiner, that's the indoor activity I selected, here's all the photographs that I took using my cell phone. I uploaded all of these photographs to my Google Drive by using the Google Drive app on my cell phone. If you need a refresher on how to do that, the video capture for that is included in this same slideshow. It is the first video in our series. But let's take a look. Let's say I want to get started on my coffee joiner, and here. This is a picture I took of my yellow coffee mug against one of my purple walls. And let's say this is one of the first photos I would like to open up and start working with in Photoshop. Well, first I need to download this image and get it in that Photo 1 folder on my laptop. So I'm going to click here. We can see that our numbers turn blue and we can see that it's highlighted. I'm going to right click and we should see the option to download. Once we click download, we can see that that file is starting to download. And once it is complete, this is my favorite trick. I don't want to have to look or search or guess to figure out where this was just downloaded onto my laptop. I want the computer to show me that. So once that I see that that file has downloaded over here, I'm going to right click and go to Show in Folder. And when I do that, our File Explorer automatically pops up. Okay, so typically if we want to take a look at our files on our computer in File Explorer, you would have to manually click that folder symbol down here, but this brings us straight to it. And I can see that here, highlighted, is the file I just downloaded, and I can see that it was downloaded to my Downloads folder. And I imagine you all, just like me, or at least most of you all, probably have a messy, kind of disorganized downloads folder because a lot of times we don't end up using or moving all the files we put in here. So this is critical. This is important. Do not leave your photo files hanging out here in the downloads folder. It makes it very difficult to find. It makes it very easy to lose track. So instead, what I'm going to do is click and drag this photo here into my Photo 1 folder. Okay. And now when I double click on my photo 1 folder, I can see that image right here waiting for me. Okay. Now, let me show you one more time because there is a second way you can do this. Let's say I want to grab, which image do I want? How about this picture here where I'm starting to put sugar in my coffee mug? I'm going to click, right click, download. I'm going to see that pop up down here. Good, I can see the little icon is no longer blinking, so I know that it's downloaded. I'm going to right click, show in folder. And sometimes, depending on how you have your folders organized over here, you might not see your photo 1 folder just hanging out here. Sometimes you'd have to like click through some of the individual folders to locate it. So when you have this file organized, of course you could click and drag, but if you don't see your folder, you need to sort of locate it. You can also right click, copy. Let's go into my pictures folder, then open up my photo 1 folder. And once you're here in your photo 1 folder, you could right click and paste. Okay, so there's 2 ways to get your photo file from the downloads folder into your photo 1 folder. You can either click and drag, which is the first method that we saw, or you can copy and paste. Either way is fine. It's whatever sort of your folders look like over here and just what you're more comfortable with. But that is how we, let me get out of here, download our images so they're in our photo 1 folder. And now what we are able to do is open up Photoshop, go up to File, Open, and if we navigate back here to our photo 1 folder, we can see our images. So here's the first one I downloaded. It's the yellow mug and the purple background. Here's the second image I downloaded. It is the mug, and I'm putting the little turbinado sugar in there. Another quick tip that I just realized, because if you guys noticed when this opened up here in my joiners folder, do you see how just the file names are popping up? But over here in my photo 1 folder, I'm getting little pictures to preview what my files look like. You can change that. So if I go here into my joiners folder, okay, I'm going to go up here to more options, and I can change the view from just the names to icons, or I can make them really big. So that's another tip, another trick to help you sort of locate, visualize, and get your files ready to go. Okay, but let's say I want to go ahead and open up this image of the coffee mug. I'm going to click on it and go to Open. And you will see that that JPEG file, right, so that's the photo file I took with my cell phone, has opened up in its own tab. This is perfect. You need to have that individual file open in its own tab, and the next step that we will go through is how to copy and paste this to get it over into our Photoshop document. So we will take a look at that next.